Good morning, everybody. I'm Captain Tommy Scoble, and you were on the lifeboat. Last night we had a great live feed. There was a bunch of new people on there that instantly fell into the groove and just started to share things about their lives. I mean, from Jump Street, from the very word go. Happened on both live feeds where we had new people that just get it, instantly get it. And it's a tribute to the crew, the fact that all of you are sharing. And, you know, as a rehab channel, people talking about drug abuse and talking about things from their past is important, but coming and sharing anything that is going on in your life has an unbelievable effect, not just on your psyche, not just on the well-being of your mind, but the well-being of your body. This may sound like a foreign concept or something that doesn't make a lot of sense, but there's actual evidence to back this up. There was a landmark study done back in the 80s by a guy named Dr. James Pennebaker. And he took a group of students and divided them up into two different groups. I believe there was 50 students altogether. And he divided them into two groups and told them that he wanted them to journal. And the first group was asked to journal about the most traumatic thing that they could remember from their past. Plain and simple. The second group said, anything you want to journal about, right? Trivial stuff. I went to the movies, hanging out with a friend, whatever. I'm having trouble in this class or not doing well in this class or whatever. Just trivial stuff. And they had them do that for 4 consecutive days. And then they followed them. After 6 weeks, something really odd had happened. Those that wrote down all of the different things that where they relived the trauma from their life were healthier. They reported less complaints about physical illness, and had been making considerably less trips to the infirmary at the school. And the odd thing about this is they weren't doing anything to try to resolve any of these issues. They were just simply asking people to write it down, just unload, get it off the out of the mind and down onto paper. That was it. And he was so fascinated by the results that he ended up going to Dallas, Texas. And if you've ever been down there, there's a Holocaust museum there. It's a Holocaust Survivors Museum. And he took a film crew there and did interviews with 60 different individuals who had survived being in the camps during World War II. And these individuals were put into 3 basic categories. And the first of the categories, we're talking about people that relived this. Like, it was painfully obvious to watch the videos that these people were in the moment. They were back there. They were reliving it, tears streaming down their face, sobbing, talking about the horrors of what it meant to be in a concentration camp in World War II. The second group, although they showed emotion and there were some tears, it didn't rise to the level of the first group. And then the last group did it almost like an automaton, where they would tell you about what had happened, but it was so detached, it was as if they were describing something that had happened to someone else. And 1 year later, they went and studied the health of these individuals. You might think that reliving something on a regular basis that is that traumatic would be detrimental to you. That's almost logical, right? Not the case. They ended up being considerably healthier. Their physical well-being was far greater than those that simply relayed what had happened in an automatic way without any emotion. And the group that sort of fell in the middle was healthy, not as healthy, but healthier than the group that didn't show any emotion. It really sort of hammers home the fact that coming into a place and opening up and talking about the things in your life that are painful, either from the past, the present, but getting them out into the open, helps you not just psychologically, not just mentally, as far as your well-being goes and your sense of happiness, but your physical health as well. By bottling this stuff up and not letting it out and not dealing with it, you can hurt yourself physically. You can literally make yourself sick. So the fact that somebody like Derek N. comes here and talks about the stress of having a child born with a hole in her heart, 2 things happen. A lot of people come to the rescue and say, hey, you know what? Like I mentioned, that my daughter was born with a half a heart. And this is, hyperplastic left heart syndrome. And here she is, going on 18 years old and a healthy child. A lot of other people chimed in and said, hey, I had the same thing happen to me, and here I am all those years later and I'm healthy. Well, that's going to have a positive effect. But just the fact that he unloaded is going to have an effect not just on his well-being in terms of the mind, but is also his physical health. There are a lot of people that come here and talk about things that may not seem like they are directly related to rehabilitation, and it doesn't matter. You understand? Getting the day-to-day stressors or the things that are weighing on your mind, whether they're drug-related or not, come here and unload. That's what we're here for. And it won't just help you in terms of being a happier person. It will help you in terms of being a healthier person. And that is the dream come true, people. It doesn't get any better than that. Now, some things are going to pop up on the bottom of the screen. Right here, right about there, it's going to be the lifeboat symbol. Click on it, right? Join the crew. Become part of what we're doing here on the lifeboat. If you hit the bell for notification, make sure you hit all. Then you're not going to miss these videos or the live feeds that we put up. Over here on this side is going to be the 280 some odd videos and live streams that we've done. Take some time to go through them. Do a little deep dive. Check the titles. See if something going on in your life is something that we may have answered already. And come to the live feeds and unload. This is Sunday, people. We're going to do 2 of them. One at 3 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock. That would be on the best coast, old Oculi's coast, Pacific Standard Time, right? So tune in 3 o'clock Pacific and 6 o'clock Pacific, where we're going to do what we do. We're going to come here, we're going to talk about what's going on in our lives as it relates to sobriety or just the stressors that we're putting up with on a day-to-day basis. And a couple of cool things are going to happen. And one of them is you're going to be healthier, right? That is really something that happens. Instead of bottling it up, people, let it go. And prove what Dr. James Pennebaker saw when he studied this phenomenon, that you can be healthier if you don't bottle stuff up, if you get it out, relive, right? Unload. It works. So, between now and that 3 o'clock when I come back and we talk, you only have one assignment, people, and you know what it is because it doesn't change. We want you to reach out and try to save somebody. They'll thank you. I am Captain Tommy Scoville. This is the Lifeboat. We will see you at 3 o'clock, people, and good day.